Hi there, today we are going to be taking away some of the bigger panels. Obviously this is a really boring part, just stripping, so don't worry, we'll do a time lapse for you. Let's crack on.
What you saw me fiddle with at the end there was an absolute rookie error. You make sure that you took the little door catch off, because otherwise you take the bolts out for the hinge and the entire door's being held up with it.
Right, so as you can see here, we've removed this top hinge here. With the way that the design, the water generally just runs down, so these ones are alright to get off, and then you get down to here and they are just completely rusted solid. I can't do it, Mr. Muscles over there can't do it, so we're just going to have to drill it out. I've just stood on my finger.
You what?
Just punctured my finger. I hate to admit it, but today I've learnt that I do need callum, because as you've probably just noticed in the videos, sometimes you need a little bit more muscle to get some out of these rivets. Right, so we are now going to take off the back door. I know today it might seem like we're a little bit back and forth in all different panels, but we're just basically getting all the big bits off that we need to today, so it's just one of those days, unfortunately. Right, so here we have it, guys. Are we ready? The roof is on!
Mamma mia, here I go again. Mama, how can I resist you?
Right, well, another day done. Only day 2. But as you can see, we've had another really productive day. Roof's off, side panels are off, bonnets off, obviously all the little hinges and bits and bobs we've done. Been really productive. I don't know if you've noticed a little nod to what the little surprise that I mentioned with the design. Wonder if any of you have any ideas what we're going to do just by this little bit here.
So one of you lot on the forum just asked about this rust on this front domain. Obviously I have seen it. what I've actually done is cleaned out the inside of the chassis. Big bit of hose pipe down the middle, swirled it out as much as possible. We've blown it through with air and we're just leaving it to dry, and then we can obviously treat the inside. But more pressing is the welding that's going to need to be done. The wife's obviously recruited me to weld on this because she doesn't weld and apparently has no desire to learn, which is fine. But I'll just quickly show you a couple of bits. So the bit you mentioned was this front dumb iron, and then checking 18 inches down the chassis leg. I don't know how light it's going to show under here, but we've got the tiniest little bleb here, but actually the rest of this is nice and solid. On the other side we've just got this to contend with. It's isolated just along the weld, so that'll just be a chop out and welding a new piece. And aside from the horrible surface rust, this one is absolutely rock solid all the way around. It's just a bit crispy, but once this has all been sanded back and painted, that'll be fine. And I'll just quickly show you the other bits of the chassis that are just going to need some attention. You can just see there, this is the famous mud trap. I've cleaned it out. It's obviously, as you can see, it's rotten away at the back of the web. But what I'll be doing is taking off this back shock absorber so that we can get in there properly. Okay, so now we get to the worst bit, and this is the worst bit of the entire chassis. So we'll start positive. Cross members not too bad. Back half of the chassis. It's had a plate welded here, as you can see. This all needs sanding back and painting, but it is absolutely solid. We've got isolated bit on this side only, just behind the rear spring. That's going to need chopping out the plate, putting in there. And we've got this lovely repair, which obviously isn't a repair at all.
The next day.
Hi, back at it another day, so we're just going to crack on.
So while Mrs. Johnson just scrapes off the remnants of all this silicone from the inside of the tubs, we realised that the battery died on the camera. So just quickly to show you what I've been doing, just took this side locker out. Most of the rivets needed replacing anyway, it was quite loose, so we figured we might as well take it completely out. That way we can treat all the inside of here properly, and also when we come to respray, we can respray this without the locker in. Silicone the locker in place properly, so it just makes a nicer finish.
The conclusion that I've discovered in the back is that if Earl of the Landy had a bumper sticker, it would say, just silicone the fuck out of it.
Right, guess what?
What?
Say whatever's natural to you, because it's already filming.
Right, we've had another day stripping. As you can see, we have got rid of all the military lockers pulled out, established what needs welding, completely removed all the vents and dash, carried on taking out the backlights, but right now this girl needs a manicure because I've had these crappy gloves on instead of my normal gloves.